Hi, my name is Cameron Ho Sam. I chose to interview a small business owner that I personally know. Her name is Kiana Davis, and she owns the business called Kiki the Brand. This brand is in the fashion industry, and she sells things like bikinis and loungewear. The location of the business is purely online. She does not have a physical store. It is just on e-commerce. So the first question I asked her was how she got into the fashion industry. And she told me that she got into the fashion industry because she loves fashion, number one, and she thought it was a great way to express yourself and really wanted to bring cute and fun bikinis to other girls like herself. I also asked her, did she have any background in this industry? She told me that no, she didn't really have any real background in this industry besides the fact that she knew how to sew and she studied fashion merchandising and retail marketing. She told me that she started to sell to her friends and family and things like that, and then eventually started putting them up on selling platforms such as Etsy or Depop, and that was the way that she was able to save money and then look into hiring some people to help her hand make the items that she sells. 3 characteristics that she gave me that she felt were important for entrepreneurs to have were determination, being able to adapt, and being creative, which I completely agree with. These are very important characteristics that I would think that an entrepreneur should have. I also asked her how supportive were her family and friends of her business idea, and she said her family was extremely supportive of her idea and helped her with the funding. She also said her friends helped her out with marketing, such as creating the social media account and things like that. Next, I asked her about financing and if she had enough to finance her business. She told me that she did have a good amount of savings from when she was selling the bikinis on other selling platforms, and also had help from her family, as I just mentioned. She said this made the process much easier for sure. Then we talked about market study and if she had done any before she started her business, and she said that she spent a lot of time looking at competitors and seeing what they offered and what price point they were offering their products at. And this helped to give her a clear image of what her brand should look like and how she can create brand differentiation, which is she just wanted to make sure that there was something unique about her brand that other companies and competitors didn't really have. Then we talked about if she had a formal business plan before she started this business, and she told me no. She said, looking back, I didn't really have a formal business plan, but she told me that she did take it day by day, and she thought that that might have not been the easiest or best way to do it, but she had little knowledge on how to start a small business and just ran with it. Her words, quote for quote, ran with it. She mentioned that it definitely caused her to make mistakes along the way that maybe a business plan could have avoided. So here we are to the questions that I've come up for her, which was what was her biggest surprise when she first started her small business? And she told me that her biggest surprise was that girls actually wanted to buy her bikinis. And I thought this was super funny. She stated that when you're starting a business, there is a little bit of fear that no one's going to want what you're selling. Next, I asked her how does she handle the balance of being her own boss? And she told me that it can be stressful, but she really enjoys what she does, and she makes sure to give herself time off and grace for any mistakes that she makes. Lastly, I asked her where she sees her business going in the next 5 years. She told me in the next 5 years, she wants to double her profits. She also wants to grow and expand to a much larger scale while keeping things still ethical, and also wants to include new items such as jeans or dresses onto her website. What I learned from this is that if you have the determination, like she mentioned earlier, you can do it. you can do it. This girl really didn't know what she was doing. She didn't really have a formal business plan and an insane amount of funding from investors, and she managed to make this business a real thing. And I commend her for that. And I also am noticing that it is possible to start a business and keep it ethical and sustainable. And that's something I really appreciate and respect her for. So this was a very eye-opening experience. Thank you so much.